Hey everybody, this is Drink64 and welcome to my reaction video for another reading by the Lost Narrator this time of Fluttershmooze. Yeah, I don't even know anymore. I've just given up on deciphering the names of these creepypastas and actually, just listening to them to actually know what they're on about. As for Fluttershmooze, I mean, it's another Fluttershy one, obviously. I mean, I've seen a lot of these by now. But by schmooze, maybe the smooze is involved in this. It definitely sounds like it. Yeah, it definitely sounds interesting. The smooze is a character that I've always wanted to see more out of in the MLP fandom. Apart from watching the old 1980s movie, I've just wanted to see more after Make New Friends but Keep Discord. But we haven't had any more smooth action, so hopefully this will give me that. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get right into this. I do enjoy the Lost Narrator's content, and it is really good to be doing more of it. So let's go ahead and get right into this. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, so it's another series thing for the Lost Narrator's Hallowed Horrors. For Halloween.
Hasbro internal investigation reports regarding
Oh, okay, so it's not an actual thing set in Equestria. It's actually set in like Hasbro Studios. This is the kind of creepypasta that I actually really like as well.
Location of incident: Beverly Center Mall, Los Angeles, California. Meet the My Little Pony characters event. Persons involved: Catherine Wilson, missing. Person writing the report: Donna Nixon, Hasbro HR Legal. Summary of the incident: on Saturday, September 25th, 2010, at the Beverly Center in Los Angeles, California, Hasbro Marketing had prepared for a meet and greet of My Little Pony characters in promotion of their October 10th, 2010 premiere. 6 actors and actresses were hired to be in costume for the event. The meet and greet was supposed to last from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon, followed by another event the next day. After the incident, all future events have been canceled. 5 of the 6 main characters exited the dressing room.
Okay, so this is really cool. It's actually set before the actual premiere of the show itself.
She was the last to exit the
Okay, so my theories on what this might be about is completely wrong.
that included an unusual odor and the assault of several guests. 911 was called at one point after the actress was escorted from the stage. She was hospitalized shortly thereafter. See Daryl Castle's attached witness report. On Saturday, September 25th, 2010, I, Daryl Castle, was tasked with escorting the characters out of their dressing room onto the stage at the Beverly Center Mall. Miss Catherine Wilson, the actress hired to play Fluttershy, was the last to arrive on stage. Already it was apparent that something was wrong. Miss Wilson appeared to be intoxicated. She was walking in an abnormal way and unable to travel in a straight line. When asked if she was okay, she merely nodded and proceeded forward. I also noted that her costume was filthy. Dark stains were all over the Fluttershy costume, with her eyes blacked out. There was a strange smell emanating from the inside. At first, it smelled like bile, and when her legs briefly collapsed from under her, they seemed squishy. Once again, I asked
okay, well, she is a demon. Or maybe she is the smooze.
She nodded, insisting that she would be able to perform her duties. I let her go on stage and called wardrobe for a spare Fluttershy costume we had in storage for emergencies to be brought out to her to change into after the first set. When they entered the stage set up for the meet and greet, all the characters went to their preset locations, except for Miss Wilson, who continued to act in a very strange way. She refused to stay in her area and kept moving around into the other character locations. More noticeably was how she interacted with the kids. Most of the children in attendance wanted nothing to do with the Fluttershy character. They constantly shielded away from Miss Wilson when she...
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That would be pretty creepy to see that.
Hysterically when she got close to them. None of the other characters had this problem, though, as there were reasonably long lines for the other 5. When a few of the children actually got the nerve up to approach Fluttershy, and posed for a picture, Miss Wilson started to act even stranger. She would grab them and hold them in a possessive manner. She would then begin to act like she was going to devour said child, opening the costume's mouth wide enough for her to potentially swallow said kid. At which point, the child would begin to cry, and I would have to drag the child away from her back to their parents. At this point, I need to point out the smell from the Fluttershy costume that had gotten even stronger.
Wow, so it's basically the opposite of what Fluttershy is today. No one likes her. Whereas everybody loves Fluttershy these days. I don't know, maybe there's someone that doesn't like Fluttershy, but from what I've seen, everyone loves Fluttershy. I'm a bit neutral.
Was clearly upset that a little girl refused to get close to her when she avoided Fluttershy and walked back to her parents. Fluttershy proceeded to follow her out from the stage and onto the floor, still with a strange walk, and visibly tried to force the child back onto the stage. It was apparent that the little girl was frightened by Miss Wilson's actions. It was then that I approached the actress. I placed my hand on her shoulder and attempted to direct her back onto the stage. When I did so, I noticed the costume was squishy. It was as if there wasn't anything solid in the costume. Whatever
Yeah, of course.
Wilson put into her Fluttershy costume, it leaked through the fabric and onto my hand as I directed her towards the stage. It was black, cold, and stung on contact.
So I'm guessing Miss Wilson isn't even in the costume. The costume itself is just sentient.
Dressing room, and called 911 and the hazmat team to deal with the potentially dangerous substance that was leaking from the costume. The longer I stayed with Miss Wilson, Fluttershy, I felt uneasy. It was as if a viscera of pure rage began to emanate from the costume. She was beginning to terrify me. Even so, I stayed with her, keeping her separate from the other actors until the last one had entered the dressing room. When the last actor entered the dressing room, I asked one of the security guards, Roger Hasteld, to keep an eye on Miss Wilson while I checked on the other actors. Upon entering the dressing room, I noticed two of the Beverly Center Mall maintenance workers trying to open the door to the mop room. Initially, I paid them no mind and asked the actors if they had noticed anything bizarre about Miss Wilson before they had changed into their costumes. They said that Miss Wilson was already in the costume when they entered.
Yeah.
It was at this point that the mall manager entered the dressing room to unlock the mop room. When he did and opened the door, he screamed, "Jesus," which caught my attention. I ran to the mop room, and inside was Miss Wilson, naked and bleeding from her right hand.
Okay, yeah, that's really not good. So she wasn't in the costume. Oh god.
In her own blood, she had written on the wall, "There are too many Fluttershys, they won't let me breathe. There are too many
god.
Fluttershys, they won't let me think. The Fluttershys hate me, the Fluttershys hate me,
What is it with the Fluttershy creepypastas that I've seen just being way more terrifying than a lot of the normal other creepypastas I've seen? Like, Fluttershy can be damn creepy. Mostly just because she's so good on the outside that you wouldn't think she was this evil piece of shit, but, you know.
We're now fully retreated from the doorway. I quickly made my way to the hallway where I gagged at both what I saw and smelled. Lying in the hallway was the lower half of Hasteld. It was almost as if his upper torso had been melted away. Next to him laid the stained and discarded Fluttershy costume. The putrid smell of rotten death quickly enveloped the hallway, and I ordered an evacuation. Once outside, we met with the paramedics who treated me for minor burns on my hand where the black goo had touched. Miss Wilson, who was babbling incoherently, was taken to the hospital for treatment and observation.
Wow. Poor Miss Wilson.
We agree with Mr. Castle's initial assumption
And back to this person.
Had taken some illegal drugs and was intoxicated. We believe that it was a type of airborne psychotropic drug that ultimately affected her the most severely, and everyone else in the mall as well. But
damn, those are some nasty magic mushrooms.
We believe that Miss Wilson had arrived early and released said drug well in the mop closet.
Okay, there's a creepy Fluttershy doll appearing on the screen. I don't like that. That makes me feel rather uneasy, actually. I don't know why. Fluttershy is pretty creepy when she wants to be.
Her reaction was much more severe. How she wound up in the closet was questionable. We assumed that perhaps the others had simply not noticed her locking herself in it, and were beginning to suffer the effects of the drug. This would explain the lack of the previous.
Okay, no, that's actually freaking terrifying.
And the lack of black fluid at the scene. The suit,
Am I gonna get jump scared? Am I gonna get jump spooked?
Incinerated at the close of the initial investigation. Miss Catherine Wilson, who was committed to Brotham's Memorial Hospital Psychiatric Wing, disappeared 2 weeks after the fact. Federal and local authorities have been informed.
Yeah, I don't like the Fluttershy staring deep into my soul.
We do not expect to hear from her again. However, we have told security to keep their eyes open for her. Addendum. It is unknown at this time who is responsible for inflating all those yellow balloons with pink butterflies and rabbit designs in the room of Miss Wilson. Nor is it clear who left the Fluttershy doll with its eyes blacked out in her room as well. We will have to conduct an internal investigation.
So obviously that's the Fluttershy doll then.
For such actions.
That is terrifying.
Manufacturers in China.
Well, at least it makes me feel really uneasy.
Supposed to be on the market yet. And the fact that one of them showed up in a mental hospital is clearly a violation of our marketing and product policies. When found, the employee or employees should be terminated immediately to prevent further violations.
Okay, I'm not gonna get jump spooked. Okay, is that it? Alright then, that was really interesting actually. Oh my gosh, I really like that actually. Again, now that I think more about it, it's actually legitimately creepy. It's set in like another universe where there were different actors for MLP back in the premiere. This Miss Wilson, who was going to play Fluttershy. That was really starting to make me feel uneasy toward the end when she was found in the room with the Fluttershy doll and the markings on the wall. There are too many Fluttershys, I can't breathe. Holy crap, I mean, that's really creepy actually. I mean really ass creepy. The Fluttershy doll appearing on the screen as well really started to make me feel uneasy. But this was a really interesting one actually. The fact that the costumes seemed to be sentient, like Miss Wilson was naked in the room, scratching like, there are too many Fluttershys, I can't breathe. That was really interesting actually to me, and this is the kind of creepypasta that I really like. These are some of my favourite types where it's just, you know, accounts from things that have actually happened to people, and that's probably more interesting. I do prefer these ones to ones that are like set in Equestria, so that's why it was a bit of a change for me, but you know, these are some of the ones that I do tend to look into non-MLP related, so that's really cool. Overall, I mean, I enjoyed it, it was really cool, really damn creepy when you actually think about it, but if you guys enjoyed this video, much shorter video than normal, only about 12 minutes, but if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.